Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Maria Yenga. Today's tutorial is gonna be about a simple wrap top with puffy sleeves or gathered sleeves. This is really so easy to make, so stay with me. Thank you so much for tuning in. To my returning subscribers, if you're new here, kindly subscribe, like, comment and share, and let's get into today's tutorial. I'm using African print. Any fabric of your choice is okay. So we are going to fold this fabric into two. We are going to start by drafting the back part of this top. The neckline, we are going to go out by 3.5 inches. I marked 3.5 inches for my neckline, and then downwards we are going to mark 3 inches. That will be the depth of the neckline, and then go ahead and mark a curve to make your neckline. Next is we are going to get the shoulder to shoulder measurement divided by 2. What you get, mark it right there. My shoulder to shoulder measurement is 14 inches. When you divide it by 2, I got 7. So now from the point you've just marked, you're going to go down by 1 inch. That will be the shoulder slide, and then get the ruler and connect it with a straight line like you see me doing, guys. Next we are going to mark the lower parts of this top, so we are going to need the bust line. Go ahead and place your tape measure after measuring your bust line, and then mark it right there. Mine is 10 inches, so go ahead and mark it right there, and then after you make a straight line to connect your bust line. Next is the full length of our top. Place your tape measure at the very beginning of the top, and then you mark where you want your top to end. Mine is not so much of a crop top, but it's not a full length top, so it's in fact it's on my umbilical cord. So I marked 17 inches, and then I added 1 inch for the hem allowance, guys. That will be folded to make the seam, the full hem of our top. Go ahead and mark it right there, and then you mark it with a straight line, guys. For this top we won't need a dart, so these are the lines we have. We have the shoulder line, we have the bust line, and then we have the full hem. So on your bust line we are going to go up by 1.5 inches like you see me doing, guys. From the bust line, go upwards by 1.5 inches, and that will help us get the the chest line or the armhole point where we shall make the curve, and then make a straight line after marking that 1.5 inches above the bust line. We shall call that our chest line. From the shoulder line, place your tape measure like you see me doing, and then you're going to fold your tape measure into 2 and divide that space into 2, and then mark the middle part like you see me showing you, guys. I also forgot to make that straight line to connect that point, those 2 points, the chest point and the shoulder line. So from the middle point you just marked, go ahead and go inwards by 1/2 inch. We are making the armhole, and then curve from that point towards the shoulder line, and then we continue. So next you're going to get your round chest measurement divided by 4. Round chest measurement divided by 4. What you get, you mark it right there, and then you add 1 inch for sewing allowance. On this top we are not going to make the darts, we don't need darts. So your round chest measurement divided by 4, what you get, add 1 inch for sewing allowance, and then after you connect it with a curve to make your armhole. And from there you're going to go to your waistline or the full hem, and you're going to get your round waist measurement divided by 4, then plus 1 inch for sewing allowance, guys. Round waist measurement divided by 4, what you get, add 1 inch for sewing allowance, and then after marking your measurements, go ahead and connect that right there. In fact, I ended up adding 1/2 inch for ease, because yes, I know we don't need a dart, but we need some ease on this top. So go ahead and add 1/2 inch like you see me doing, guys, on the sides. 1/2 inch for ease. and then you're going to get your scissor and you cut out that part that you've just drafted, like you see me doing, guys. Next is the front part of our top. We are done cutting out the back part. You're going to fold your fabric into two, but for the front part, remember it's pointy and a little bit sharp, so you're going to leave around 6 inches, like it has to be 6 inches or 7 inches wider depending on your bust. So go ahead and place the back piece that you've just cut out, place it on this fabric like you see me showing you guys. Place your tape measure at the shoulder, at the neckline up there, that the starting part of the neckline up there, and then like you see me doing, go ahead and mark like 7 inches or 7.5 inches depending on how deep you want your front neckline to be. So I had to first go ahead and trace out this piece so that it can easily be seen, because this fabric is so colored and the designs and even the chalk can't show like properly. So I had to trace it out so you can see very well, so you can see clearly. So I had to trace it out for clear view and for the purpose of this tutorial. So after marking that, you're going to mark it on the fabric that you're going to cut for the front part, like you see me showing you guys. So now you're going to get the ruler and connect those two pieces, the neckline and then that point that you've just marked. That will make the front neckline, of our top. You see, you place it back, the back fabric is different. Now from down the waistline, you're going to go outwards by 6 inches. If your size small, if you're busty, if like your size M or L, you can go outwards by like 7 or 8 inches depending on your preference, guys. So I went out by 6 inches, and then from there I went upwards by 3.5 inches, guys, like you see me doing. From that point I've just marked, I went upwards by 3.5 inches, and that will be for the ropes, because our wrap top has like wraps, those bands. And then after that I am going to mark a straight line to connect those 2 points, like you see me showing you guys. I hope I'm being clear, guys. Go ahead and connect it with a straight line, and then after you're going to get your scissor and you cut out that fabric. I left on the back part of this top so that we can easily be guided as we cut. So go ahead and cut it out like you see me doing, guys. And after cutting, this is what you will be having. I hope these are the results you have. The back piece is one piece, and then the front part of this top has 2 pieces, the left and the right. If you open it, it has to look like this, guys. Next we are going to cut a facing of the neckline. So get a small piece and then fold it into 2 like you see me doing. If you've been on my channel, you know how to do this, because we do this so much, like whenever we are doing tops. So go ahead and fold it and bring your back piece, the neckline, place it on that folded fabric like you see me doing. Make sure it's balancing very well. Folded parts, with the folded parts, and then you cut out like you see me showing you guys. Go ahead and cut out the facing. So right sides facing each other on your back part of the top. Go ahead and place the facing and then make a stitch. Next we are going to go ahead and fold our fabric. We are going to cut out the bands for our wrap top. Go ahead and fold your fabric into 2, and then you're going to measure 3.5 inches for your band, the width, and then the length is going to be, I made 34 inches. Yeah, I used 34 inches long, like I wanted them to be really long. If you want them to be longer, go ahead and mark like maybe 45 inches, however, whatever you want. But the width should be according to the other part that you marked on your top while you are drafting the front part. So mine is 3.5 inches, guys, 3.5 inches all the way, and then 34 inches long. And then go ahead and cut out 2 of these bands, but remember it's on fold. So these are the pieces that we cut out, 2 of them. You're going to go ahead and fold them into 2 like you see me doing. Go ahead and fold them, and then you're going to run a stitch from one side to the other, closing one side of it and leaving the other side open so that you can easily unfold it. Run a stitch like you see me showing you, and then do the same for the other one, for the second wrap. Go ahead and run a stitch, close one side and leave one open. Next, we are going to cut our sleeves. I folded my fabric into two so that I can cut two pieces at the same time. This is a puff sleeve or a gathered sleeve. It's really extremely exaggerated, so I went ahead to fold my fabric so I can cut two pieces at the same time. And you know, if you're using African print fabric, I placed a ruler for guiding to act as our guideline. So the width or the length of my sleeve, I want you measure according to how long you want it to be. If you want it extremely long, like to the wrist length, go ahead and, you know, measure the length of your whole sleeve. But as for me, I want it to be slightly above the elbow, guys. So I marked 12 inches long, and that will also have like 2 inches for the elastic, because we are going to put an elastic on our sleeve. So go ahead and mark if you want 12 inches, 13 inches, depending on how long you want your sleeve to be. Go ahead and mark it all the way through, and then the length of these pieces that we are cutting out, it's 45 inches, but times 2. So we are going to have 90 inches long so that we can gather and get an exaggerated sleeve like you see me showing you guys. Go ahead and cut out 4 pieces. I cut out 4 pieces for the sleeves, so that I can have like 2 pieces for each sleeve that I'll connect, make a stitch together, and then I'll gather them and they'll make a puffy sleeve. So now you're going to go ahead and make a stitch to connect each of the two, like each pair, to connect each pair like you see me showing you, like that. Place them right sides facing each other and then run a stitch like you see me showing you. After that, you will open them and then you run a loose stitch. You're going to run a loose stitch that will help us, like, you know, gather these sleeves. You're going to, like, after stitching that, connecting them, run a loose stitch like you see me showing you guys, like on the length, the width, like you see me showing you. Run it on the long side of this sleeve like you see me showing you, a very loose stitch, and then at the lower part of this sleeve you're going to make a stitch. You're going to fold it on the other side. That will be the end of your sleeve. You're going to fold it by 0.25 inches like you see me showing you, and then you're going to fold it by 0.75 inches again, and that hole, that will be like the allowance for the elastic like you see me showing you. First fold it by 0.25 inches and then you fold it again by 0.75 inches. Remember, we gave our elastic 1 inch for, you know, our elastic allowance. So after doing that, I hope you're done like fixing that. You're going to gather the other stitch that you made. You're going to start gathering slowly by slowly. I made one loose stitch, but you know, it's always it's always advisable to make 2 lines of loose stitches, just in case one gets broken as you're gathering. So I made one for the purpose of this tutorial. I didn't, you know, I had to, like, not to waste time. So go ahead and start gathering slowly by slowly and carefully, and then do the same for the other sleeve as well. If you have any questions, put it in the comment section. I'll always be there to reply. So guys, after that we are going to get our back piece. Remember, after cutting the facing of the neckline, I showed you how to make a stitch and, you know, secure it onto the back part of the top. Now, so for the front part, the wrap, you're going to, you know, we shall have to place these 2 pieces together like you see me doing. But then remember, the neckline is still open and we are going to make a stitch. I'm going to show you, stay with me. So you're going to place it like on the wrong side facing up, you're going to fold it by 0.25 inches, and then again by 0.25 inches like you see me showing you, and then you make a stitch running going downwards from the neckline, going downwards like you see me showing you guys. So now the back piece, you're going to get your wraps after securing the neckline, and then you place them right sides facing each other, and then you run a stitch on the shoulders along the shoulder line to secure, you know, the shoulder line of our wrap top. Go ahead and place them like you see me showing you guys, right sides facing each other, right sides of the front pieces. Next we are going to get our wraps, and remember we have already secured, you know, made a stitch all around, and we left like the other one part open. So we are going to go ahead and cut notches on these bands. After, you know, making the stitch, we are going to get our scissors and cut simple notches so that we can unfold them properly. Go ahead and make notches all around on both of them, and then I'll see you when I'm done. Now let's go ahead and unfold our wraps to the right side like you see me showing you guys. Our two bands are ready. Now we go back to the main top, and you can see that I've already secured the shoulders. That's how you should have yours as well. I hope this is the result you have as well. So guys, we are going to secure the sleeves now. Now we get our gathered sleeves, right sides facing each other. We are going to place it on our top like you see me doing on the armhole curve. You're going to go ahead and place it right sides facing each other. Arrange it properly. If you want, you can pin it, but I saw no need of, you know, pinning mine. If you want, you can pin yours so that it can be like secure and aligning with the top properly. So if you see that it's still larger, you can go ahead and carefully gather it again so that it can fit on the armhole like you see me doing, guys. And then after that, you're going to go ahead and make a stitch. Be careful, guys. Go ahead and run a stitch to connect your sleeve to the top. Run a stitch. You can use half an inch or 1 inch depending on what you want. Go ahead and run a stitch to secure, and then you also do the same for the other side of the top. Also secure the sleeve to the top like you did on this other side. After securing the sleeves to the top, we are going to go ahead and cut our elastics so that we can fix them on the end side of the sleeves, guys. Then we connect our top together. So you're going to go ahead and measure your round biceps measurement, and then that's the length you should use to cut your elastic. So mine is 13 inches all around, 13 inches, and then I went ahead and cut out 2 pieces of the elastic with 13 inches long. So after that, you're going to go ahead and get your safety pin. Get your safety pin and then fix it in one of the elastics, and then after, you're going to fix it inside that hole of the inside of the hem of your sleeve. Also guys, please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Turn on a notification bell. Don't forget to like this video, comment and share. After fixing the elastics inside, this is how your top should look like. Like it should be so puffy like you see mine, and this is how it should look like, guys. Next, we are going to turn our top, you know, right side up, and then you're going to fold the sleeve right sides facing each other in the whole top like you see me showing you guys. Go ahead and, you know, fold it right sides facing each other. Arrange it like the angles aligning together, and then connect the sleeve with a stitch like you see me showing you guys. Make sure your elastic is secured and it's not moving. Go ahead and run a stitch from the sleeve to the armhole and then to the waistline of the top, and then do the same for the other side of the top. This is what you should have, and I hope this is what you have, guys. Now let's move on to the next step. We are going to first fix the full hem of our top. The full hem of our top, remember we planned 1 inch for the full hem of our top. So I went ahead and I folded by 0.25 inches down there, 0.25 inches, like you see me showing you. I first ran a stitch and then again I folded it like that. That will make like 0.75 inches, and then I ran a stitch all around my top. Now that I'm done securing the full hem of my top, you can see the top is really coming to life. So we are going to fix our wraps, and we get done with this tutorial. So remember, you left one part of the bands open or the wraps open, so that is the part you're going to use to place, like right sides facing each other. At this point, the bands have like only right sides, but the part where you made a seam should face down at the full hem. So go ahead and place one on one part, like at that end of the top. Remember, you had planned like 3.5 inches for that space, and that will be able to accommodate this band. Go ahead and place it on like that, align it together very well, and then you're going to go ahead and run a stitch on this to secure the band onto the top, like you see me showing you guys. Make sure it can take like 1 inch. If you want, you can do half an inch, but for me 1 inch is good for me. So go ahead and run a stitch on it, and then do the same for the other part of the top. You can go ahead and pin this wrap onto the top so that it doesn't move for easy stitching, and then you also fix the other one onto your top on the other side of the top. So after that, you're going to run a stitch on both sides to secure the wraps on your top. So guys, this is the top that we've just made. I hope these are the same results you have as well. Thank you so much for watching. Kindly subscribe if you haven't yet subscribed. To my returning viewers, thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.